Hello guys, welcome back to Scar Guys, and today we're going to talk about Tarkir Dragonstorm. I know I haven't been around. I got a really good job, and I've been just busy with that mainly, and with life also, but besides that, let's just get right into this pre-con. I know everyone's about to get their product, since it is going to be Friday, the release of Dragonstorm. I know everyone's excited about dragons, but there's one pre-con that I'm very excited about for when it comes out, which is Teval, and this video is going to be the ultimate guide for bracket 3. I'm pretty sure this will be bracket 3. I don't think there's anything that will make it into bracket 4, but this is definitely bracket 3 category here, and I do love it so far, and I made it into Landfall. So let's just get right into today's deck tech here. So let's just talk about the commander. Teval, the balance scale, soul tie, 1 colorless, flying. Whenever Teval attacks, mill 3 cards. Then you may return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, and then whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token, and it's a 4/4 flyer, which I really do love. I think these commanders are very powerful when they do have these type of effects. You get a stealth mill, you get some lands, and Landfall really goes right into it. So let's just dive right into the list here, which one Planeswalker, which is Oko Thief Crown. Everyone know what Oko does. Oko just a very budget Planeswalker, very good card, and I think this card is amazing in every single deck that could play Oko. So I put it in here at the Planeswalker, which does matter in some of the archetypes that we do have in here, so let's move on. So we are playing 34 creatures. Let's just dive right in here. Deathray Shaman, Elves of Deep Shadow, Hedron Crab, Molt Tender Ruin, Crab, Citrus Supplier, Seven Safekeeper, Aftermath Analyst, and Lotus Cobra. So let's dive right in to just a mana dork here, which is Deathrite, Elves of Deep Shadow, Molt Tender. Really good. Just that Molt Tender does exile a card from your graveyard, which is okay. We get to add a mana, and it also self-mills, so that's why it's in here. And we also have Deathrite Shaman and Elves of Deep Shadow, really good cards. And then let's get right into the Landfall cards here, which the crabs help win the game in the late game. If you can't find a way to deal combat damage, you could just return all your lands and mill everyone out, which I really do love about that card. And then we also have Lotus Cobra, which mana dork basically, but whenever land enters, we get to make a mana, so that's really nice. And let's talk about the other 3 creatures that we have here. Seven Safekeeper protects our board from anything, basically just gives Shroud whenever we cycle land. Then we've got Aftermath Analyst, and just reply to mill 3 cards. Just Aftermath Analyst returns all of our lands from the graveyard to the battlefield tap, which is really nice. So let's get right into the next thing here, which is Sugar Tribe Elder, Skull Prophet, White of the Reliquary, Azusa, Lost Was Seeking, Dryad of the Illusion Grove, Eternal Witness, Katis, Sibsig, Champion, Ramping Up Excavator, and Six. So let's just talk about the land support in this section, which is Sugar Tribe Elder, basically just ramps you. And then we've got Azusa and Dryad, which helps us play digital land each turn, and Dryad makes all of our lands tap for anything. And then we've got Rampant Excavator, which returns land based on Crucible Worlds. And then we also have Six, which is a really good addition to this type of list. We get a mill 3 card, which is self-mill, and then we could turn land, which is really good. Then we can also retrace any permanent in our graveyard this turn, which is really nice, as long as we have that land to cast it. And then we're all playing Eternal Witness, which is a good recursion card. And then we're playing Katis Sidberg Champion, which is one new card that comes in the pre-con. Once during each turn, you may cast a creature spell from your graveyard by exiling 3 other cards from your graveyard and this to pains of the types. So basically, just a Undraw Breach, or everything, or just one creature in your graveyard has escape, which is not bad. And then whenever 1 or more of more creatures you control enter, if 1 or more of them entered from your graveyard or was cast from a graveyard, put 2+ counters on Katis. So pretty good, right? I think all the and then Reliquary work to tutor land if we sacrifice a creature, which is really also nice too. Excuse me. All right, let's move on to the rest of creatures here. So we got Spring Bloom Druid, Tireless Provisioner, Uro Sidisi, Steward of the Harvest, Wonder Tatiova, the Gitrog Monster, and Titania, Protector of Argoth. So let's just go down the list here with our 2/3 or our 3/3 drops here. Spring Bloom Dur, which basically just a Haro, and we get a second land and tutor for 2 more lands, which is really nice. Then we got Television Provisionaire, which is Landfall, and whenever land you control enter battlefield, create a food token or a church token, or most likely create a church token in that scenario to make it more mana. They're also playing Uro, which helps us gain 3 life and draw just a card and play this. May put a land on battlefield this turn, which is really good. And then we can also escape in the late game and just start getting maximum value from him. They're also playing Sidisi, Blood Tyrant. When Sidisi enters or attacks, mill 3 cards, and then whenever one of our creature cards put in graveyard from your library, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token, which is really good. And then we're playing Steward of the Harvest, which is one new pre-con card coming out. Everyone decided about this card. Everyone decided about exiling a Guy's Cradle. When this creature enters, exile to 3 target lands from your graveyard, and then creature you control have all activated abilities of all lands cards exiled with this creature, which is really good, really busted, I think. And then we're also playing Wonder. Wonder is just a value mill creature, what gives all creatures flying if it's in the graveyard. And if you control, yeah. As long as we control island and it's in the graveyard, all our creatures have flying, so that is also a part of it too. And then we got playing Tatiova, that's a really powerful Landfall draw engine, which is really good. And then get Rogger Monster, another draw engine as well, but that's at the beginning of our upkeep, which is really nice. And we're playing Tatiana, jeez, I cannot pronounce today. Protector Argoth. When she enters, we get to return land. Then whenever a land you control put in the graveyard, we get to create a 5/3 elemental creature. So that could be a really big board depending on what we have on the battlefield. But yeah, let's move on to the last bit of creature we have here today, which is AC, Ancient Green Warden, Lumra, Madrotha, Avengers Zendikar, and Cradlehoof Behemoth. All really good, powerful top end cards. AC helps us play just a land, and then we draw cards whenever a land enters battlefield. You control. They've got Ancient Green Warden, which play lands, and then we get if a land under battlefield causes a trigger ability of a permanent you control, trigger additional time, so double Landfall, which is really good. Lumra, when Lumra enters mill for a card, then return all land from your graveyard to the graveyard, or from your graveyard to battlefield tapped. Really good ability. And then Madrotha, everyone knows what Madrotha does. Very powerful legendary creature for casual play. Love Madrotha back then. I think it's still a great card to this day. And then we got Avengers Zendikar, which everyone knows what Avengers Zendikar does. When enter battlefield, create a number of 0/1 plant token equal to each land you control. And then whenever a land enters battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on each of those creatures. Then we got Cradlehoof Behemoth, which just got a reprint from Tarkir Dragonstorm, which I think it's going to be great. It's going to go down in price, and everyone's to definitely get one because that is a great finisher type of card for sure. But yeah, that's all the creature there. Let's talk about the 6 sorceries and everything else. These sorceries are Nature's Lore, Rampant Growth, 3 Visits, Victimize, Dread Return, and Splendid Reclamation. So let's just talk about the ramp here and laying Recursion, which you want the 3 main ramp pieces, which is Nature's Lore, Rampant Growth, and 3 Visits, all grab land. Just that Rampant Growth grabs only basic land, but enter battlefield tap. While at Nature's Lore and 3 Visits grabs a forest card and put on battlefield. And then shuffle. So no tapping ability there, but it's really nice. Then Splendid Reclamation return to all lands from your graveyard to the battlefield. So another effect like that. We definitely want to abuse sacking our lands and then bring them all back, getting a lot of landfall triggers, making it busted if we can. And then we're also playing some reanimation here. I didn't want to put like animate dead in here. I feel like I want to make it a little bit more casual, a little more fun with these 2 cards, which are Victimize and Dread Return. I think they're all great. Choose 2 target creature cards in your graveyard, sacrifice a creature. If you do, return those chosen card to the battlefield tapped. And then we're also playing Dread Return, which is return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and also Flashback, which is sacrifice 3 creatures, which is a one-time effect if it hits your graveyard, which it might most likely will if we start milling. We're going to sacrifice 3 creatures and Dread Return something for our graveyard, like a Tatiana, and like Lumra or something that we need on the battlefield right then and there. But yeah, let's move on to this 9 instance. An offer you can't refuse: Crop Rotation, Arcane Denial, Assassin Trophy, Growth Spiral, Terra Sunder, Beast Within, Intus, Restoration, and Haro. So we got some responsible plays here with some counter spells like An Offer You Can't Refuse and Arcane Denial. I think they're both great. just 2 is fine. And then we're also playing quite a bit of removal here, which is Terror Sunder, Beast Within, an Assassin Trophy. I think great. And then we're also playing some ramp cards here, which is Crop Rotation would definitely help grab any land. But it requires us sacking land, which is probably the strategy that we want into this Restoration, which will definitely grab 3 basic lands on the battlefield tapped. And then Harrow, and then Growth Spell, which helps us draw a card, and then put a land on the battlefield, which is really nice too. But yeah, let's move on to the 2 artifacts here, which is Soul Ring and Zoran Orb. I think Zoran Orb is going to be really good in here when we have Splendor Reclamation effects. About to play, we want to sack our lands, get the value that we need, and then play Splendor Reclamation, bring back all our lands, and there's the value. We get Landfall trigger, we get everything with the type of strategy. And then Soul Ring, well, you can go wrong. Soul Ring goes in every deck, so. Let's move on to the 4 enchantments. The 4 enchantments is Insidious Roots, Retreat to Hagra, Spelunking, and Walk-In Closet, and Forgotten Cellar. So I think Insidious Roots seems great in here. Whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, create a 0/1 plant token, creature token, then put a 1/1 counter on each plant you control, which I think this is a really good strategy, especially when you're playing Avengers Zendikar, and you get to produce mana on your tokens, which I think is really good. Return to Hagra, which is basically another win con. You're not shooting the first ability, but the target creature gets +1/+0, and gain attack totals until the end turn. You want to choose that each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1, which gets around the 1 ring when your best friend has the 1 ring and you don't. This is the one way that kills them. Then we got Spelunking. When Spelunking enters the battlefield, draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you put a cave onto the battlefield this way, you gain 4 life. Then land you control enter the battlefield untapped, which is very powerful. I know that there's Amulet Vigor, but that's a little too expensive on my side to put in here, so I rather have Spelunking, which is the cheaper side of Amulet Vigor. And then we also playing Walk-In Closet, which is you may play additional land, or you may play land from the graveyard, not additional, just one per turn. And then we also have Forgotten Cellar, which you don't really want to use it, but it is what it is if you do. It is just Yogg-Duel on the other side, but it's also a Crucible World on the other side, so you go both either ways. But yeah, let's just talk about the 43 land that we are playing. So we are playing Bazooka Bog, Brigham Pool, Command Tower, Dark Depths, Dreamroot Cascade, Drowned Catacombs, Drowned Yard Temple, Echoing Depths, and Exotic Orchard. Pretty straightforward here. We're playing Bazooka Bog, which is Graveyard Hate, and we get to also sack it and replay it and do some stuff. And we're playing Dark Depths because we are playing Theft Being Stave just to get a 2020 creature token indestructible on the battlefield, just flying, just a big 2020, about to hit someone, bonk someone on the head. And then we're also playing Drown Yard Temple, which helps us return or just sack, and then we can return the temple from graveyard, which is really nice. Then we got Echoing Depths, which you may have Echoing Depths under battlefield tapped as a copy of any land card, except it's in your graveyard, except it's a cave in addition to other types, which is really good because since we're self-milling, it seems really nice there. There are also just all the other lands that don't really do much. We are playing shock lands and 3 fetches, 3 shocks, 3 fetches, which it seems fine. I don't want to go overboard on the budget here by adding multiple fetch land, but I think 3 is fine that are in the right colors. So let's just move on to the next slide here, which is Fable Passage, foreboding a landscape, for 8 forest, Hedgemade, Hinterland Harbor, 4 islands, Liner Wastes, Misty Rainforest, and Overgrown Tomb. So nothing special here. We are playing some budget fetch lands as well with the foreboding landscape and Fable Passage, which I think is perfectly fine. And then we are playing 8 forests and 4 island, which is basically the deck is just full of green cards, and then you got some black and blue splashes in here, but it's mainly green. And then we're also playing Headmage. The Surveil one does matter on turn 1, so I think that's a great addition there. So let's move on to the last bit here. Or I think this is the second last. Blue Delta, Sifting Woodlands, Shipwreck Marsh, 4 swamps, Thespian Sage, Underground River, Vernon Catacomb, Watergrave, and Woodland Cemetery. So we are playing Sifting Woodlands. Sifting Woodlands seems great in here, Synthera Delirium, and we get a copy target permanent card in your graveyard until the end of turn, which is really powerful. We get an Ancient Green Warden. We could get anything in our list that is a permanent, which is very important, and we must have Delirium, which we can definitely get Delirium that fast. This land is very powerful. I don't know why it hasn't gone up in price yet. I think this card should go in every green deck. But yeah, and then we also playing That's Wednesday, which I did explain earlier. Dark Depths combo seems good, and then we can also copy someone else's God's Cradle if they own one. If your best friend has a God's Cradle, like I want God's Cradle too, so seemed pretty fun there. And then last but not least, we are playing Yamea Coast, Yamea Cradle of Growth, and then Zaggoth's Triumph. Yamea Cradle helps make sure our lands into forest as well. So, and then the other two lands are just one fetchable and just one's a ping land, which is perfectly fine for a list like this. But yeah, I think that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for being patient. I know I haven't been posting in quite a while since Aether Drift was released. I've just been busy with my new job. I'm very happy and grateful about that. But yeah, hopefully I could get some time and produce more videos like this. And if you guys have any other Tarkir Dragonstorm commanders you would like me or Barry to make and talk about and make brackets for, definitely let us know in the comment section down below. But yeah, this has been the ultimate guide to a bracket 3 commander deck, and I will catch you guys later. See ya.